Okay, this is to show you the trolley I've bought on Amazon. Mine, the advert was red, but it's turned up yellow. Not that's a big problem. I've put it behind a standard size Sulo bin, just so you can get an idea of scale. So, about a foot taller than a bin, and you're looking at the side of a bin, and you can see it's almost as wide as that. Roughly looks about 30 centimetres wide. The dimensions are on Amazon. Anyway, wheels come fairly pumped up. You can put a bit more air in there if you wanted. You can see me squeezing. You get 2 of these pins, and you also get 2 washers separately. So what you do is you put this steel, I presume, bar, shove that through the holes, then put the washer on. Okay, and then you slide. I put the washer on that side, as you can see. Then slide the wheel on, and then the pin goes through the hole like that. And then, very strangely, the day after I did this, these pins were about a couple of metres away from where I put them. I guess a bird had pecked them out of here. I'm not kidding. So what you actually have to do is get something like a screwdriver, shove it in between the split, and then you're supposed to bend these pins upwards so that they can't come out. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do now. So let me just put the camcorder down a second. Just need to try and get the screwdriver in there, and then I'll pick up the camcorder again. See if I can do this or not. Yeah, if you hold the pin down from the top, this is going to be tricky. There we go. Right. So you're going to need to be shoving down with your left hand so that the pin doesn't pop out. Then use your right hand to shove the screwdriver in there. And then I've got to try and bend this pin. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to film this or not. I'll see what I can do. Let's see if I can bend it a bit. Ooh. I'm trying to shove the screwdriver down even further in the split, and then well, this is not going to be easy at all. Just attempt to show you what I'm doing. Once I've got the screwdriver in there, then I shove with my thumb, and you can see I'm starting to bend the pin the way I want it. I shouldn't need this screwdriver anymore. Once I've got a bit of it in there, now I'll attempt to bend the pin a bit more. Okay, that's pretty well bent into place. Let me finish that off. Right, now as you can see, I've bent the pin all the way around. One bit, I'll just leave the other bit sticking out. I don't see how that can come out. Okay, so that's one side, and then once that side's done, should be able to push the bar in as much as it'll go, like so. And then I'll get to work on the other side. I don't really need to film that because I've just shown you that, so that's how to do it anyway. Put the washer on, shove the wheel on the correct way with the thread going in. Ooh. And you see, once you've put one wheel on, you've barely got room to do the other one. It's a tight fit. Yeah, there's no room whatsoever for the bar moving around. Once it's in, you just have to work on it like that. Oh, blimey. Okay, so let's drop the pin down there. This will be harder to work on because there's no space now. Okay. Now I'm going to work on this so you can see. Let's see if I can. So again, I'll try and shove the screwdriver down the middle of the pin. Oh, pin's fallen out. Great. Yeah, it's going to be a lot harder to do the second one because there's no room now. Okay. And you want the thinnest screwdriver you can find to try and shove it in between the pin, because the pin is really tight together where you're trying to shove the screwdriver in, so anything you can think of that would be really thin that would fit through there would do the job. I'm just going to see if I can try a different screwdriver, because the one I'm trying at the moment, even though that is really thin, I'm having real difficulty. So let's see if any of these other ones are any better. I'm going to try one that's like a little chisel kind of shape. Let's try this one. Oh my god, this is really awkward and tricky to do. Very awkward. I'm just going to bend it with my fingers without using a screwdriver. You can, if you're strong, just pull back on that. You should be able to bend it, he says. I'm trying to hold the camcorder in my right hand and do this left-handed, and I'm right-handed, so this is going to be... God, this is awkward. There we go. God, that was not easy. Okay, so that should hold that in place now. The wheels should be locked on there now. Okay, let's just make sure it's not going to scrape on the valve. Yeah, because it's so close to the valve, I think I'm going to bend this pin a bit more. Let me put this down because I can't do anything. So bend the pin back even further if possible. Oh my god. That's better. Right, so that's how it now looks. Problem's going to be, if you do burst a tyre, you're obviously going to have to take the wheel off. To get the wheel off, you're going to have to unbend that pin. So you're probably going to need some spare pins, I would say. Anyway, let's just see. Maximum load 300 pounds, it says on the tyre, which is 136 kilograms at, I think that says 80 psi. See that? Not for highway use. Okay, and it gives you the size. There, I think. Okay, I think they said these are 10-inch wheels, so you can buy spares that are similar to this on places like eBay, and I presume Amazon would sell them as well, since I got this from Amazon. It says that this is good enough to hold 80 kilos, and I'll just give you a quick demo. So once you've got the wheels on there, you've got the handle here, so that if you have boxes placed right flat up there, you're not going to get your fingers trapped, if you see what I mean. So you can hold on to it there, shove it like this, and I've already weighed this log here I'm pointing out, that weighs nearly 20 kilos, so that's one 20 kilo log, so you should be able to get 4 of these at most on the trolley. So let me just put the camcorder down again. Let's load up. Okay, that's one 20 kilo log. Yeah, that's easy enough. So weight wise, you can take 4 logs like that. You could easily fit them size wise along here. You could probably get about maybe a 5th log onto here, but just to give you an idea of what it can handle. Okay, so that's 20 kilos. And it'll take 80, so and obviously you're going to need to tie them down. Don't use those rubbishy cheap straps you can find on places like Amazon and eBay. You know, the ones that like elasticated straps with tiny little metal hooks on them. They're not going to be big enough to go around here, because tubing looks like it's over an inch, probably 1.5 inches thick, so I would suggest using rope to tie anything onto this if you're moving it a distance. Okay, so there you go. And that's easy enough to move. It's easy to move 20 kilos. 80 kilos would probably be a bit harder to move, but not a problem. And I've already had someone stand on this, and I've picked it up with the weight of a person, so it's probably 60-70 kilos. There we go. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.